Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 28th. We're just going to jump right in here, Aquarius, and we are going to look at your past energy. You have this Beaver Spirit card. It says home on it. And so some of you, of course, could be spending time at home, but it looks to me like you're doing something to build your home. You could literally be building a home, but you could also just be doing things to, make your home feel more secure, to make yourself feel more productive. This is your past position, but I kind of feel that you could still be working on things around the home to make yourself more secure in your home. But again, for a lot of you, this has to do with efficiency just based off the cards that you have so far. So you might be making changes that make you more efficient, that make you work harder if you happen to work from home or if you have a business from home. I'm getting all of those things popping into my head here, but let's look into this here, Aquarius. Again, you have this home card. I do want to get one more of these and see what the next one is. You have this pronghorn card. It says nourishment. Like I said, I feel you could be just focusing on your environment, which is kind of interesting because for the longest time, I kept getting the Nine of Pentacles in readings. You don't have the Nine of Pentacles here. I just looked, but the Nine of Pentacles is a card of your environment, just the things that are around you and focusing on that. So I feel like you're very focused on the environment that is around you. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Knight of Wands. So for some of you, by the way, if you're working on your home, you could be pregnant, or you maybe are having a child, or this could be part of building a home if you're building a family. That's definitely a possibility for some of you. For others, I feel like there's a lot of abundance here, but I'm noticing the difference between the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. For some of you, this could be love. Maybe you're very attractive at this time, Aquarius, and you could be attracting an earth sign, a fire sign. There's also water here as well, so take it how it resonates. But I feel like some of you might have a decision to make between two people. And, again, to me, this says that you are the decision maker. I would also say that if this is work or business, I'm getting this difference between these two cards, Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Wands. But what's the difference? With the Knight of Pentacles, good card. It's you know what you need to do, but I feel like there needs to be more action. It's not really a difference. I feel like these two need to be mixed together. This energy right here. It's something needs more action, especially for those of you that work from home, that have a business or something like that. It's you have all the ideas, Knight of Pentacles, but the story with the Knight of Pentacles is that he needs to start planting seeds in the field behind him. Basically, he needs to get to work. And the Knight of Wands, I also feel like is saying, don't be afraid to be a little bit more flexible and spontaneous. After those eclipses that we just had, they were all about, especially the last eclipse, was all about being flexible, kind of getting to your goals, but, just being flexible in how you get to your goals or how you achieve the things you want to achieve. And I'm definitely getting that flexibility on the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands represents spontaneous energy or being spontaneous. And so it's kind of there could be opportunities for you to get closer to a goal, get closer to love or whatever, but maybe it's just outside of comfort zone. Let's look. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Five Wands. Five Wands conflict and competition. So I feel for some of you that, if you're trying to pick between two people, you could be fearing competition with the Knight of Pentacles and this Five Wands. So some of you might be interested in a successful person or someone you find very attractive. I feel like they're attracted to you, Aquarius. I don't know what the problem is here. I would say don't make stories up in your head is kind of what I'm getting here. With the Empress, you have the Knight of Swords. Look at all these knights. I almost feel like some of you made a hasty decision here or something like that. But, Knight of Swords says don't rush anything. Take your time and don't force something to happen. And then with the Knight of Wands here, you have the Six of Swords. So this would be improvements. I feel like there are improvements coming in for you here. This first row is a mess, is what I'm going to say to you here, Aquarius. We might come back to it in just a minute because I want to kind of get this going and see where the energy goes. In your present position, you have this first quarter moon in Libra. It says keep your heart open. So again, if you are looking for love, I would open up here with this energy. You also have the Ace of Wands coming up in the future. The Ace of Wands does not have to be love. It could be anything that you're attracting. And I kind of feel like this is saying keep your heart open because the Ace of Wands can be very inspirational. It can be that spark of inspiration. Sometimes I say that the Ace of Wands, I believe, is sometimes the only thing we need to get started in a new direction, especially if we've been stuck, which I kind of get a little bit of a stuck energy in your first position, the first row, but we're in your present position now. And what I would say is that if we have an open heart and we're willing to be inspired by something new, then we can get a new direction, like a new job. Maybe you've been stuck at work and you need something new, and something new finally comes in. But it's kind of like you have to be open to the opportunity. You have the King of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Emperor here. For some of you, I feel this is talking about your heart as well. The King of Cups, he's normally sitting in the middle of the ocean, and he has very deep emotions. He's sitting in the middle of the ocean. There's normally a whale behind him. This one, he has whales on him, and it kind of represents the fact that he has great, depth to his emotions. And I kind of feel that for you. I feel like this is saying that you need to explore, how you feel about things, especially if you don't know. And you end with the Storyteller card, which is literally has like a blank notebook and a pen on it. You might need to write. You might need to put things, externalize things, right? I think we're in kind of like a weird time right now where next year Pluto is going to enter into Aquarius, and it's going to be, we're getting closer and closer and closer to the Capricorn Aquarius cusp. So for some of you, I feel like putting something outside of you, like literally writing it down if you don't know what to do in your life or you don't know what direction to take, would be very important. But I feel like you need to explore your emotions. You could be like a little bit closed off or guarded right now with the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, like holding on too tightly to something and needing to like open up. I do kind of get that release feeling here on the Four of Pentacles, where it's actually I'm not even getting really like traditional Four of Pentacles on this. I'm getting more just like sometimes I think when we completely release the need for control, then we actually get control. We control our own life because we have like no expectations, much more of like a go with the flow energy. For some of you, I do feel like you could be trying to choose between like an Emperor, like an Aries or a water sign here, or, it could be any sign, take it how it resonates. But, I feel for some of you, this is more talking about control. I don't really like this Emperor in this deck. This deck has two Emperors in it, and you can see this one it's like more of the controlling Emperor here. So you do have the Emperor and the Empress, which is like divine counterparts. Definitely could be a divine counterpart coming in for you. But like I said, I need more clarity on this. So let's see where this is going, Aquarius, for sure. With the King of Cups, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, like work hard, play hard. And so, again, I feel for some of you, if you're like burying yourself in work to ignore some decision or some emotions that you're having about anything in your life, I feel like you need to explore your emotions. Again, I think writing, just based off that last card, is a great way to externalize how you're feeling or get it out of you so that you can kind of see it, especially for those of you that are having a hard time making a decision. For others, I do feel that this is just like hard work. I feel like you're just working hard. But this to me would say you're seeing results. Also, by the way, you have that home card, and the King of Cups to me is a card of the home. So, some of you, this could be like a move or a new beginning. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Wands. You have the Ace of Wands twice in this reading. Really nice. I love the Ace of Wands. To me, this is great for relationships. Number one, it could be like a passionate new beginning for those of you that want love. And again, they're divine counterparts here. My only concern is that Knight of Swords on the Empress. So what I would say is, either someone rushed and made a decision, or there's like a hasty decisions in love. So if you, and again, as always, Aquarius, I'm not calling you out here, but if you have made hasty decisions in the past in relationships, I feel like this is saying like, slow things down. There's no rush, right? Don't get into that making a quick decision type of energy here. Because again, there could be something new coming in, and, I feel it shouldn't be rushed. But I also feel that, again, you need to open up to inspiration with that Ace of Wands. It's like maybe there are some inspirational, or maybe there's some opportunities that you're not seeing if you're like only working and you're not doing other things. So there's like a need for balance. With the Emperor here, you have the Knight of Pentacles again. So you have the Knight of Pentacles twice in this reading. It's like no action. I'm wondering if some of you have had to make a decision in love, like between a person who doesn't put in any work and a person who does put in work. So I don't know, that might be something that you want to pay attention to here. It's like there's a lot of competition for someone. That could be you though, Aquarius. I'm not sure who this is because it's like this is like a jumbled mess in my brain right now. We're going to figure it out, don't worry. But somebody gets a lot of attention. It could be like maybe you and one of these people if you're dealing with two people here. But I also feel that this is talking about your emotions. Even in the next row for your future position, you have this Thinker card. I think that this card is just saying that you're trying to level up. You can see that she's sitting here, but this is like the next level over here. So I feel a lot of you are kind of like thinking, planning, strategizing on how to level up in life and how to take things to the next level. You have the Ace of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. Love it. It's a very quick success coming in for you, so I feel like things are going to be moving forward much quicker as we get into, the end of the year here for you. I'm wondering if, like, this weirdness in the first part of the reading is just, it's almost like I see a bunch of, like, lines coming in. These could be just like a bunch of timelines that are closing out in your life, right? So this week, the week of the 28th, you could just be wrapping up a lot of like timelines or a lot of things in general so that you can move forward onto something new. I consider the Eight of Wands to be a card of momentum, and there's a huge difference between the first two rows and these next two rows here. It's like, this to me is like no momentum over here. This to me is things happening very quickly. Eight of Wands, Ace of Wands, World, Magician. The Nine of Swords is the only concerning card here, but overall I would say, sorry, I wasn't even on the right thing, but over here, this to me is much better than over this side, even though you have divine counterparts with the Emperor and the Empress. And again, we might have to look more into that. With the Ace of Wands, again, I would stay open to opportunities. You can see that wand, it's like a rose, but it's growing out of a book. Literally, your answer to this whole reading is that last card, the storyteller card. I feel like you need to either change your story or you just need to start telling the story that you want in your life. So I would be very careful of your words that you use at this time. I would be careful of the things that you're creating, because you're definitely creating things like very, very quickly here, I feel. And especially with that Eight of Wands showing up there. You have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is like a card of adventure and being enthusiastic. The Ace of Wands is definitely a card of enthusiasm as well. So again, I would move towards things that make you feel enthusiastic, that make you feel curious. You might have decisions to make with that Two of Pentacles. Like, do I pick this job, this person, that person? It's like, what makes you feel happy? What makes you feel enthusiastic? What makes you feel alive? That's what I would be focusing on. And I know that sounds simple, but again, we usually don't do that. So that's what I would do. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Sun. Literally, are you kidding me? This is going to make you very happy here, Aquarius, whatever this like new opportunity is. For a lot of you, could definitely be new love, but I kind of feel like it's new everything. Mostly I say that because of the World card. The World card really tells me that you've learned a lot of lessons all at once. And again, remember I was saying I'm seeing these lines coming in. It's like you're wrapping up a bunch of timelines. In the World, she is a fully integrated being. She represents a sorceress on the World. And, she's completing a cycle. So I feel like you're wrapping things up here. But the Sun is great. With the Page of Wands, you have the High Priestess. Definitely trust your intuition at this time. Don't be afraid of like mysteries as well. It's like you might be interested in something with that Page of Wands, and you could just feel excited. You might feel like, oh, this is just a desire I'm having, but again, I would look into it with the High Priestess. Sometimes I think the High Priestess is very simple as well. She normally has 3 moons on her head, and her crown is like 3 stages of the moon, and it represents the fact that she sees the beginning, middle, and end of everything that she enters into, but she creates it in her head, meaning she doesn't see it intuitively. It's not like she's seeing the future. She's creating it. She's imagining how she wants a situation to go. So if you have a new situation coming into your life, doesn't matter what it is, I would imagine it exactly as you want it, because that's what's going to happen. With the Eight of Wands, you have the World. Again, definitely quick conclusions coming in for you. Again, the Eight of Wands is a card of quick conclusions. The World is a card of conclusions. So, and wrapping things up and having new beginnings. So definitely feel that you could be accomplishing a lot at this time as well, especially having the World twice here. For others, you could be traveling, and again, you had the Home card, the King of Cups, definitely could be like a move coming in for you. Finally, for your outcome, you have the Storyteller card. Again, I would be very careful with the words that you're using. I feel like this is the most important card in this reading for you, Aquarius. I feel like it's telling you to watch your words, of course, but I also feel like it's telling you to use your words to create your own reality at this time. I feel like you're super powerful. I feel like you're kind of manifesting things in your life very quickly. So I would make sure to use your words wisely, and I would make sure that you kind of, are using your powers of manifestation and, all that other good stuff. But I would also say that, I think writing would be a good practice for you with this energy. You have the World, the Nine of Swords, and the Magician. I feel like you need to end a situation that is just a round and round situation. Nine of Swords is like having a nightmare, waking up and being stuck in a nightmare. So something definitely needs to come to an end. We already know this. World twice, Eight of Wands. These are cards of endings. So I feel like it could be a difficult ending for some of you. You see, she has these eyes all over her. I'm wondering if some of you are worried about like what people will think if you bring something to an end, like a job, a business, or whatever. You might be afraid of what people will think, but again, I feel like that's exactly what needs to end. You have the Magician. Magician is about using your powers of manifestation to get the things you want in life. And also, he uses his words to create worlds. And I feel like you could be using your words to create worlds at this time. So I'd be very careful of your words. I would also say that, I would make sure you're using the right tool for the job. He has mastery over all the suits. In this case, she, in this deck, Tarot of the Mystical Moments. But, I'd make sure that you're using the right tool for the job. Like if you're working on something, maybe you're using your pentacles and it's not working. So I would try using something else, like your creativity, your wands, or something like that. And finally, you have the World card. Again, the World is about being fully integrated. She is a fully integrated being, but it's a very simple reading. I feel like you're just wrapping up a cycle here. You're wrapping one thing up and you're about to have a new beginning. We always, in the tarot, it's part of the Fool's journey. The Fool goes from the Fool to the World, and then he just starts all over again. So I kind of feel there's like a very powerful new beginning coming in here. Let's see. With the World, you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, this is something that's going to require you to be bold and assertive. The thing with the Ace of Wands twice, the Sun, the Page of Wands, these are cards moving towards your desire. And it's like, but, the problem right now, I feel intuitively, is that I think a lot of us are being encouraged to move towards our desire, but our desire might not be like the conventional idea of what everybody thinks our life should look like. But as I always say to you, Aquarius, it's your life. It's not someone else's life. So I feel like you need to listen to yourself and not other people with this Queen of Wands energy. And I feel like you need to move boldly towards your desires, whatever you desire to have in your life. And again, basically, if you're sitting there wondering, like, well, I don't know if this business is going to work or if this relationship idea will work. Well, you create it in your head with the High Priestess. So whatever you create in your head is what you're going to get. So use your powers of manifestation. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, Seven of Wands is about drawing a boundary. Some of you, if you're dealing with another person, you may have to put some boundaries up with that Nine of Swords because, I get this feeling of someone not wanting something to come to an end. For others, Seven of Wands is my card of conviction. It says when you know that something will be successful in your life, then it will be successful. So, it's kind of a card that says the deeper you believe something, the more likely it is to be successful. So I feel like you need to believe something very deeply here. With the Magician, you have the Five of Swords. Definitely could be a new beginning after a separation or a breakup. Some of you could have experienced like a separation or a breakup. Again, there's a mess at the beginning of this reading. And for some of you, obviously it's not going to be true for all of you. For some of you, I'm wondering if you feel like you lost your emperor or your empress. Whether they left you or you left them doesn't matter. But, again, I feel like some of you feel that way. Is that true? I don't know. Let's clarify this real again. With the Five of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, you have the Death card. Definitely an ending happened in a situation. It's like someone took a risk here. With the Knight of Swords and the Empress, you have the Two of Swords. I feel like someone didn't make a decision. I kind of feel like it was your person as well. So you could have been dealing with a person. Maybe you felt like they were a divine counterpart, but they wouldn't make a decision. And with the Six of Swords and the Knight of Wands, you have the Five of Pentacles. It's like someone's feeling left out in the cold now. But I don't know. I don't really think it matters because I feel like you're just moving towards a new beginning here, Aquarius. It's just that simple. So Aquarius, I would just watch your words and, manifest the reality that you want. But I'm going to pull 3 cards now. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to answer one question. If you have a question, great. Feel free to pause the reading and think of your question. If you don't have a question, that's fine too, because I'm just going to put all 3 together at the end as like a personalish reading. So I'm going to read the cards now. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. So I feel for some of you, you are clear on how to finally progress and move forward. See, I'm wondering if some of you are coming off of a period of time where you had to kind of collect your energy. Nine of Pentacles, not really what the Nine of Pentacles represents, but it kind of does. She normally has 6 pentacles on one side, 3 pentacles on the other. Kind of says that she's keeping 6 for herself, so she'll always have enough energy. And then she has 3 that she's willing to give to situations. Queen of Swords is clarity, and Queen of Wands is, about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. I feel like you're much more focused at this time. I'm also getting yes to any question that you're asking here. And it's 11:11, by the way, right now. And so I like that. I would make a wish here, Aquarius. But I also feel like you're kind of a little bit more focused on yourself at this time. I actually don't think that's a bad thing for the rest of the year, Aquarius, if I were you. I feel like focusing on yourself, focusing on your own fulfillment, all those things would be a good idea, especially if you went through a difficult loss, which I feel like some of you did. For others, again, we were talking on that thinker card. I feel that there's like a leveling up that you're doing in your life. And, this could be some sort of like something to do with like the story that you tell about yourself. So I feel like you could easily level up, like in work, business, or just in your life in general by telling that story. So that's what I'd be doing here. I'd be creating your own world here, Aquarius. But pretty good. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you and definitely enjoy your week.